Hello and welcome to the Snickerdoodle Knits YouTube channel. I am Jessica, the knitter and designer behind Snickerdoodle Knits. In this video, we are going to talk about how to bind off in pattern. Typically, when you just think of a bind off, you think of knitting two and then binding off the stitches as you work. Binding off in pattern is very similar. Let's get started. For this pattern, we have a knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, and so on. So if we're binding off in pattern, we will knit one, and then we will purl one. We're just following the pattern of what is before our bind off. So there we have a knit one, purl one, and we will slide our first stitch off of our second, over our second, and off of the needle, just like a normal bind off. Now our next stitch is a knit stitch because that is what our pattern has been. And again, just like a normal bind off, we will pull our first stitch over the second and off the needle. Now you can see that our pattern has been to have a purl stitch here. So we will purl this stitch. And again, we will pull the first stitch off of the needle. You will continue to work this according to your pattern. So knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, so on for this pattern. Of course, your pattern may have a different variation of knits and purls and so on. Just follow the pattern that you've been working and make sure to bind off like normal. It's that simple. Just like a normal bind off, you will continue to work this until you have just one stitch left on your right needle. And like any other bind off, you will pull your working yarn through that last loop and you will cut your yarn such that you have an end to weave in to your knitted fabric. Now you know how to bind off in pattern. If you are interested in more knitting tutorials, you can like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you can visit our Snickerdoodle Knits YouTube channel to view the other knitting tutorials that we have available. Happy knitting!